Showtime.
Good afternoon. I will now call the January 9th Commission on Ethics meeting to order. We will start off with the Pledge of Allegiance. Clerk, may you please call the roll?
Commissioner Cruz,
Here.
Vice Chair Crydell,
Present.
Commissioner Kugler, Commissioner Romano,
Here?
Chair Vara Garcia.
Present.
Thank you.
Starting off with introductory remarks. Do any of the commissioners have any remarks?
Happy New Year.
Yes, I would just echo that as well. Moving on then, we will do an approval of the minutes from the September 5th, 2024 meeting. Do I have a motion?
So moved.
Second? Anyone?
Second.
All right. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? The motion carries.
Mr. Kugler just arrived.
All right, we will now move on to the 2024 annual report overview presentation. Ms. Kelly?
All right, good afternoon. I am pleased to present the 2024 annual report for the Palm Beach County Commission on Ethics. I'm just going to briefly go through everything. I'm not going to go page by page. I'm just going to give you mostly highlights of what we did the last year. But I first wanted to show you what it's actually in the annual report itself. We have an executive summary. We have information about the Commission on Ethics, who we are, our mission. We go a little bit into our strategic plan and what we accomplished last year. Our satisfaction surveys, and then we're going to go into each component of our achievements from 2024, as well as our projects that we're going to look into in 2025. All right, with every presentation, I like to remind everybody what our mission is, and the mission of the Commission on Ethics continues to be fostering integrity and public service, promoting the public's trust and confidence in that service, and preventing conflicts between private interests and public duties. And we achieve this mission by conducting ongoing education programs, our community outreach, as well as providing clear and timely advice when people request it. And in addition to our mission, our core values continue to be honesty, integrity, and value. All right, so the first thing I'm going to talk about is our satisfaction surveys. And as a reminder, we created and launched these surveys back in June of 22 to gather feedback from officials and employees about their thoughts after they completed our Code of Ethics training and whether or not they were satisfied or if there was anything else that we could do to help them. Since June of 22, 1,097 ethics training participants have voluntarily completed our survey, and the results remain positive. 99.8% reported that they are satisfied or very satisfied with the programming they received. 99.6% found the COE programming very helpful in gaining a better understanding of how to incorporate the Code of Ethics into their daily work. 98.9% believe that ethical instruction, knowledge, and practices are important for community well-being, and 94.7% felt more confident in their abilities to serve the public, their coworkers, and their employer with honesty, integrity, and character after participating in the COE programming. And there's more information. We go in more in depth about the surveys themselves in the annual report. And in 2025, we will continue to use the feedback we receive from these surveys, as well as other sources, to assess the effectiveness of our programming and services and see if there's any areas that need improvement. All right, so we're going to start with our education and outreach section. In 2024, staff delivered 18 in-person training sessions. We attended 22 outreach events. We updated our Code of Ethics publications, and one of those publications is hot off the press, and I'll show that to you at the end during my executive director comments. We also developed media and public information content, including community bulletins, PSAs that were run on Channel 20, social media postings. We updated the newsletter template and other resources. In the legal affairs section, we issued 17 new advisory opinions. So we now have over 553 published advisory opinions on our database that the public can access. We maintained an average of 7 days to complete advisory opinions from the time of request, and that's one example of how we provide timely and clear advice is by keeping that average down. We managed 680 requests for assistance via phone or email, and we managed 39 requests for advice by referring the requesting party to one of those 553 previously published opinions. Our advisory opinions by topic, as you can see in 2024, the topics remained relatively consistent with the past years, with the main topic addressed being misuse of office, followed by voting conflicts, contractual relationships, and gift law. Moving on to our enforcement section. In 2024, we completed 37 pre-inquiry reviews. And with the pre-inquiry reviews, we carefully review the non-sworn information that we receive to see if it is something that, if the allegations were true, we could proceed further into either an inquiry or an investigation. And specifically, we assess whether we have personal jurisdiction and subject matter jurisdiction over the issue or the action involved. In 2024, we handled 7 inquiries. We initiated 4 inquiries. 2 had legal sufficiency to become self-initiated complaints, and 2 were closed due to a lack of legal sufficiency. We also completed 7 ongoing inquiries that were ongoing from 2023. 2 of those had legal sufficiency to become self-initiated complaints, and 1 was closed due to a lack of jurisdiction. And the average number of days to complete our routine inquiries was 36 days, and the average number of days to complete complex inquiries remained around 170 days. And then in 2024, staff investigated 26 complaints. Of those, 16 were sworn complaints that we received in 2024. 10 were administratively dismissed for a lack of legal sufficiency. 2 were dismissed with a finding of no probable cause, and 4 are still ongoing. We also had 6 self-initiated complaints from 2024, and of those, 1 was resolved by a letter of reprimand being issued, 2 were resolved by a letter of instruction being issued, and 2 were dismissed with a finding of no probable cause, and 1 of those is also still ongoing. And then from 2023, we completed the investigation of 1 of the sworn complaints that was still pending, and it was resolved by a letter of reprimand being issued. And then we had 3 self-initiated complaints that were ongoing from 2023 that were completed this year. 1 was dismissed for not being in the public interest to proceed further, and 2 were resolved by a letter of instruction being issued. And with those, the average number of days to complete the routine complaints was 24 days, and the average number of days to complete complex complaints was 187 days. And so based on the value or the volume of the inquiries and complaints the COE received last year, along with the average time it takes to complete those inquiries, I think it's clear that our 2 investigators continue to consistently provide thorough and efficient work. And then this year we also included in the annual report itself an explanation of the difference between an inquiry and a complaint, as Commissioner Kreidel requested that we include this year. So that is in our annual report this year, so the general public will better understand the difference between those 2. All right, our inquiries and complaints by topic, those again remain consistent year to year, with misuse of office, corrupt misuse, and gift law remaining the top main topics that we look into with the complaints and inquiries. Some additional achievements. This year we conducted 15 training policy reviews, and as a reminder, the purpose of those compliance reviews is to ensure that the governmental entities are following their training policies that they have established, and if they are not, then we give them some recommendations on how they can more properly follow those policies. And our goal is ultimately just to ensure that everyone that needs to receive the training is receiving the training in a proper and timely manner. We also reviewed 1,055 gift disclosure forms. And again, we review those to ensure that someone did not accept a prohibited gift. And then we reviewed 64 voting conflict forms. And we also had this year 48,677 page views of the COE website. That almost doubled what we had last year. So I'm hoping it's because of our social media postings and increase in that and increase on Facebook and all of that, and just, you know, our community outreach that people are researching who we are and what we do. We had 83% of visitors located to our website were located in the United States, and 52% of those visitors were in Florida. And the majority of the page views were on our main page, our training page, and our About Us page. So, and then looking ahead into 2025, our upcoming projects that we're going to focus on is revising the Code of Ethics training. We've already revised the training itself. Rhonda Geiger did all of that for us, but now we're going to have to film it for online access, and we're also going to try to do a quiz component to ensure that people are actually watching it and understand what they are watching. We're going to modify and reformat the COE website. We're going to create short educational video clips that will be available on our website and on social media. And then we're going to continue to implement marketing strategies to promote and raise awareness of the COE, as well as continue to implement outreach plans to deliver programs and services to new opportunities in the community. And as I said earlier, this was just a brief overview. Our annual report itself is much more comprehensive and everything, and you will all receive a copy once we receive more. I have to thank Marcy Blackwell and Gina Levesque for making sure that we could at least get one copy that I could present today. And I would like to finish by saying how incredibly proud of everything the Commission on Ethics staff and commissioners accomplished this past year, and I'm really excited to what we're going to accomplish next year. So do you have any questions? Yes.
Have you considered, I don't know if this makes sense, to get CLE or any profession that requires continuing education to get these certified for that, or is that not useful?
We haven't looked into that, so that is something that we could look into to see if it would qualify, since we've already set it up and we're training, and if that is something that would qualify for that.
Be cool, and I don't know about the others, but I don't think the Florida Bar charges the government entity to get the certification.
So that'll be something to look into.
So the price is right.
Yeah, right. All right, thank
Might
you.
bring more people to the site.
All right, thank you so much, Ms. Kelly. We will now move on to the consent agenda. Is there anything that anyone would like to pull from the consent agenda? All right, seeing none, is there a motion regarding the consent agenda?
Move approval.
All right, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Hearing none opposed, the motion carries. We will now excuse ourselves for executive session C24-008. We will resume this meeting after we have concluded that executive session. Thank you. We are now resuming the January 9th Commission on Ethics meeting. We have completed the executive session for case C24-008. I will now ask Commissioner Kreidel to read the public final order.
Order C-24-008, in re Sarah Baxter, public report and final order. Christy Kelly, Executive Director of the Palm Beach County Commission on Ethics, filed the above captioned complaint against Sarah Baxter, respondent, alleging that respondent, an elected official in Palm Beach County, accepted gifts with a value exceeding $100 from a prohibited entity, to wit, a registered lobbyist in Palm Beach County, in violation of Section 2444A1 of the Palm Beach County Code of Ethics. Pursuant to Section 2258A of the Palm Beach County Commission on Ethics Ordinance, the Commission is empowered to enforce the Palm Beach County Code of Ethics. On January 9, 2025, the Commission conducted a probable cause hearing and reviewed the memorandum of inquiry, the report of investigation, and the probable cause recommendation submitted by the advocate. The advocate recommended a finding of probable cause, issuance of a letter of instruction, and a dismissal of the complaint. This reasoning behind this recommendation is that the violation appears to have been inadvertent or unintentional. After an oral argument by the advocate and the respondent's counsel, the Commission determined that probable cause existed and dismissed the case, finding that in the public interest, it would not be served by proceeding further, pursuant to Commission on Ethics Ordinance, Section 2603A, dismissal of complaints. Therefore, it is ordered and adjudged that the complaint against respondent Sarah Baxter is hereby dismissed, done and ordered by the Palm Beach County Commission on Ethics in public session on this 9th day of January 2025. Kristen A. Vara Garcia, Chair.
Thank you. I will now turn to Ms. Kelly for Executive Director comments.
Thank you. In December, staff presented, or ended the year, presenting ethics training to the city of Riviera Beach. In addition, we have 3 additional trainings with them coming up later this month. And then the last thing I want to show you is I'm happy to present our latest publication from the Palm Beach County Commission on Ethics. This is our new practical guide to ethics. We've had a lot of requests for this, so we'll be sending them out throughout the county. And I would like to thank Gina Levesque for all her work on that project, as well as Marcy Blackwell from Graphics for helping us on this project and getting it printed. So
Do we get copies?
you will get copies as soon as we get more. I was only able to get 1 copy of each. I said, please, I need it. And so she got me the 1 copy of each for now.
Thank you so much. We will now move to commissioner comments. Do any of the commissioners have any comments today? Yes, Commissioner Cruz?
Yes, I want to thank those of you who were able to participate in the Ethics Bowl 2 or 3 Saturdays ago, whenever it was. And we will make sure we get all of you next year when we do it again. Ms. Kelly, at one point, the West Palm Beach Downtown Development Authority you guys were talking about whether they, I don't know if you can tell us if you've gotten anywhere with them.
We sent them everything, and we haven't heard I have no updates at this point. So I think they're reviewing everything.
Okay, now when I get over there, I'll find out. Thank you.
Any other comments? All right, hearing none, are there any public comments? Going once, going twice. All right, hearing none, this meeting is adjourned. Thank you, everyone.